Hi, today we will be learning the introduction to Photoshop. So, this software are used to make a lot of things. So, I will be sharing you all of my previous work that I use with Photoshop. So, so in this case, I have previously made. You can make a product branding. Um, what's called it a poster. You can make a poster from Photoshop. You can also make you can also edit photos like this cat over here. You can see the colors popping out. That's from Photoshop. You can adjust for the colors, the contrast, or you can make a completely heavily edited editing like this photo here that I merge with all the image from Google. From for example, this is me, and the meter are from Google, and on also the other stars. I merge together with Photoshop. Okay, so the next image will be you can make a meme, you can make a background, you can make an advertising, and another meme. Just a silly meme that I made with Photoshop. So let's create one. Okay, so this is the new document session where your image aspect ratio or the resolution of your designs. If you're digitally drawing, you can try art illustration. Um, you can make a post. If you make a poster, just select the pre-made template. Or if you're making a poster that going to print on an A4 paper, choose this one, or so on or so on. This is just for animation, frame by frame animation, which is pretty relevant for what we're going to learn today. And this is mostly gonna be a website design. This is gonna be using for it's the previous one that I explained earlier, letter and photo. If you have a photo that you want to edit, you can just simply select the photo from your folder and find it. Okay, so we'll be using my cat for color correction and bringing the colors out. I'm gonna use this my cat as an example. Okay, Control C or just in drag and drop. So if you Control C, create new, it will going to appear as custom. The custom at the resolution of your photos. If that makes sense, it's basically the same. If you select custom, create, if you paste the image, it's going to be the same layer. Oh no, it's not. It's not pasted. Okay, let's try again. Copy, create new. That's interesting. Usually it's supposed to be appear here, but pardon me. I'm just gonna drag and drop if that's the case. Okay. Because this photo is captured on a DSLR that was previously was raw. This image is raw, so it will appear as it is. You can play around to make sure that you get the desired image depending on your styling or the condition of the photos. So what you're going to look here is the histogram. The top right is called histogram. The left side is the darkest, the right side are the brightest. So the more this graph goes towards to the left side, the darker the image is. So if I increase the histogram to the right side, you can see the image gone brighter. So if I select the middle part of the histogram, it's going to be a lot darker. So remember that. So if if you struggle with your overexposed image, you can try tone down by dragging the right side to the left. But a good photo, it should be good in the first place without any major editing. So if you have a good photo, right before you edit, chances are there's less artifacts that looks like the photo was heavily edited. Okay, you might notice that there is a red dot. That's proof my point that that is heavily over edited. So that means that this white part of my cat of this part of the face is overblown. So to reduce that, you need to reduce the whites. So what it looks like when, okay, let me show you. You can see it's completely white. You might not notice, but that indicates that you can see it was overblown. Same as this yellow part. Okay. Okay, just over here, messing around. The haze, weapons. This is the part where you can adjust the color, making it more popping out, or reduce back to black and white. You can also change color of your image, like if you want the part of this cat turns from yellow to green, you can go to color mixer, I believe. Yeah, the color mixer. You can see the yellow turns to orange or reddish, depending on how you look at it, or green if the original image is yellow. You can see the white part, also shift colors. It's pretty useful if you want to experiment with something. You can try experiment with something and playing around until you get the exact image that you had in mind. So once you're done, yeah, I know it looks not very optimal at the moment. So I'm gonna, if you're done, you can click open and then save. Save as any image that you want, but if you want to upload to any other platform like Instagram, just click PNG and save. I'm gonna save that. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing. You can also crop your image to any aspect ratio. What is aspect ratio actually? To put it simply, this is the aspect ratio of 16 by 9. This image this folder here is 16 by 9. I'm gonna move here. If you want to for Instagram aspect ratio, the box one is 1:1, so it's completely 1:1, the same exact length. So to change that, go to image, canvas size, and go to the change the highest relative to the lowest. So for example, 5184 3456. Okay, so 5184 needs to reduce to 3456. Okay, and that's the Instagram layer. Okay, now what about designing posters? Okay, remember that when you're designing poster, you need to be designing to make it work on a specific paper or the printing size. So usually you might print on a paper on an A4 paper. So you can just choose A4 paper size and press create. So I'm going to recreate this what is called it again? I'm going to recreate this kind of poster design in Photoshop. Okay. While we're doing that, I'm going to break down each of these tools on the left side. I'm going to remove this grid layer, which is extras. Unlock the background. Okay. First of all, when you're creating a new layer, or what's called it again, after you create the file, there's gonna be exactly like this layout, a lock layout, and the colored background that you choose on the template. First, I'm gonna do to unlock that, and then erase it. Okay, let's break down one by one of the toolbox of the tools. Oh, I cannot make it larger. Hang on. Okay, now I have enlarged the screen to make it relatively easy to view from your side. Okay, this is a move tool. What this basically does is that it moves your image around, your image layer around to whatever that you feel like it should go to. So for example, I'm gonna make a circle, draw a circle, and move it around. So that is move tool. Artboard tool is basically making another canvas. So currently this is an A4 paper right in front of you to be designed. You can make another one on the next of it. This is useful when you're making in big production like storyboard. So storyboard is basically breaking down the idea of the novel writer to the production company. So I'm gonna delete that. Oh, never mind. So I'm gonna delete that. The next one is rectangular marquee tool. Marquee tool is this is just a selection tool that you can use to crop things up or select things. So you can either select, delete. If you see the error, just quickly rasterize layer. Rasterize layer means that um okay, I'm gonna explain the rasterizing thing first. When you're actually, I'm just gonna bring up my old file that I made create before. Okay, I just realized something. I forgot to reduce the size to the relative to the screen again. Hang on. Okay, now I'm gonna explain again what I was talking about earlier, since that I did not realize I did not readjust the screen relative to the full view. Okay, what I was explaining about is that when you're applying Marquee tool, you can adjust the layer, like deleting or drawing on top of it. Like, okay, this is where that I was about talking about. When you're getting that error, you rasterize the layer to make sure that the circle is editable. You can see the selected image inside the marker tool is erased, but not the outside. So you can use it something like in this case. So this building are rasterized. You can basically make it. You can erase it, or you can using marker tool. You can remove this inner square inside. See, the other side of the was not selected in the marker tool will not be affected. So that is actually useful when you're doing something else, like when you want to change the circle into square. Okay, I'm gonna shift and drag to make square, and then control shift I. This means that it inverts the selection. So if I go ahead and erase it, it's going to rush on the outside, not inside now. So that is useful depending on how you look at it. So in this case, that I can't remember, but you can play around so that you can make a use of it. Okay, next I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm not gonna adjust it over here. I'm afraid I'm gonna forget that again. Quick selection tool, object selection tool, and magic wand tool. These all the same purpose, just different way that select object. Now, I'm gonna import an image. Okay, I'm gonna create one image. I'm gonna create one layer for an image. Paste it. Okay. When you pasting an image from the internet, you might notice that it is heavy crop inside. It's because the image that you imported is larger than the actual resolution that you create. So in this case, this image is 4K image, 2160. What's the resolution again? 4K. What's the resolution for 4K again? 2160p. 384K. 340. Okay. What's my template? Is 1920 1080p. So to change that, I'm gonna resize it real quick. This is basically downscaling a relatively high resolution image. Set aside. Right. What is it going again? Okay. Oh, I forgot to explain what this is. Okay, this lasso tool and plug-in magnetic lasso tool is basically the same thing as rectangular mask tool. It selects your image. Let me show it real quick. Whoops. What this does, it detects the edge of the image by an AI of this software to determine which part to stick with. So I'm gonna make it complete as one, and you can see there is some flaw over here. You can fix that by redoing again, by redoing it again. Which that I do not prefer when using this. I don't actually prefer using that, so I'm gonna use this one, which is quick selection tool. This is really useful, at least in my experience. So select everything. You can still see that the background actually close enough. The color of the background is close enough to the foreground and the background. Fix that. Select subtract from selection and just erase it. It'll find another layer to stick with. So in this case, you can see it is completely level. Okay. Now we're going to separate the backgrounds into two separate layers. Select this, X, Control V, which is cut and paste. Now you have two different layers. Okay, this is where the Photoshop really fun to use. I'm going to export an image real quick. I'm gonna drag this one. Okay. I'm gonna make her to be in the background. So I'm gonna bring her one down, step down in the layers section. It looks way unpolished, so I'm gonna fix that. Select all of it. And as usual, XV. Oh no, forgot to rasterize. You need to rasterize the layer before you take out the character and paste it. So this is usually how people make memes. You just combine random images on the internet and combine to as one. You can see, yeah. So that's the power of Photoshop, people. Okay, now where was I again? So that's rasterize layer, quick selection tool. Okay, this what about the crop tool? The crop tool is just adjusting the image to fit what you wanted. So if you want to image to be 1:1 ratio, just make it boxy. Or you just want to clean the image like you have some smudge on your camera lenses. So just crop away and it's done. Okay. What about this one? No idea. Haven't used that before. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. Eyedropper tool. Eyedropper tool is just taking color sample from the image that you have. This is pretty useful if you want to, for example, if you want to what's it called again? Okay, for example, if you want to have that image from, if I want the same exact color from image A to image B, just select here and then draw it again. Right. Spot healing brush tool. This you can use this every time you mask something up. So example, if you want to remove this cloud, just use spot healing brush tool, draw it over. Oops. Make sure to select the layer first. You can see the cloud is missing now. So it's really good if you want to, it's really useful if you want to use this. For example, going to the crowded space and then manually removing people in the background. Right. Now, this is brush tool. Just use to brush things around. Most people don't use this unless you are a designer of a or something that need designers. If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm kind of sick today. Right. What does the brush tool use for? Okay. If you the brush tool, usually you can use it as to replace the eclipse color by selecting the color first by the selection tool. Select, change, then brush. Okay, that's the use of the brush tool. How about stone clamp tool? I have no idea. I haven't used that before. History brush tool. Ah, no, don't know. Haven't never used that before. So eraser, as you can guess, cleans up part of the image. If you clean the bare foreground, it's gonna leave transparent. So it's best to use it while subconsciously looking at the image. Smudge tool. You can replace the clouds with something else. Looks like an can use this to make your background looks like a water painting. As you can see, dodge tool, license area of image. Oops. Accidentally pulled my cable. Okay, back again. Pen tool. Okay, it's the same thing as the quick selection tool, but for coloring. So if you're done, shape, do it again because you did not change it. Move up, another one. Okay, you can see that. That's how it works. Okay, the difference between shape and path is that you can use the path to draw a brush tool over. So if I draw, how do you do it again? Can't remember. Essentially, you can use the brush tool and just draw over the path that you made. Usually, this is just used in by artists, digital artists. Okay, back to the poster creation thing. So this is white. You don't know what to do. It's okay. So in this case, I'm gonna create something that most schools usually do, which is promoting their um, club. What's called a club? Okay, let's say the school club is um gonna name it medical club. Medical club, or in this case, it's much easier since it's related to my expertise. Computer club. Okay, make it smaller. Oh, by the way, you can change this. You don't need to follow these sizes. You can actually just type it in, depending on how you want to look like. So I'm gonna edit 100, 100 pt. What's pt again? To make it bigger or smaller, depending on the canvas size. Computer club. So if you want to add the details, set some. Make it smaller, make it bigger. So the key is to make a good poster is that the more important, the engaging part needs to be on the top left. So usually humans read things when they're from their native languages. So if it's English, left to right. If it's Japanese, Chinese, Arabic, right to left. I'm not sure if Chinese or Japanese right to left can, but Arabic, yes, right to left. So forgive me if that's wrong. You can use, you can make. I'm gonna take a reference from the old poster real quick. Okay, you can see the logo. Oh, this is my university logo. If yours a school logo, replace that with school logos. Um, then the title on top, the date, middle. Okay, this is another example. I'm gonna pull another example. I'm gonna pull another example real quick. Okay, this is another example that I put before. This is my design, my little design. Okay, you can see the most important part is on the top, and then the what's called the logo or your club or your organization will be on the bottom or top left. Okay, how do you do the gradient thing? The black on the corner and then the white green on the middle, and also on this there's a water paint effect. I'm gonna do that real quick just for demonstration purposes. Right, first go to your layers and hit blending options. It's called gradient overlay. We're gonna add gradient to this. Oh, it's not pattern on gradient. Right. You need to play around until you find the exact idea that you had in mind. Depending on the situation, may be difficult or maybe easy. Change it black. Okay. So this one is just the color of the gradient that you want. Smoothness is the what's called the jittery of the in between the gradients transition. Hit OK. Scale is the size of the gradient. You can move the gradient around, then adjust it again. See? Right. Style, to make this black, oh sorry, this is black gradient at either of the corner is reflected. So it may not be looking perfect, but you can see it's not edge to edge, corner to corner. But as long as it is consistent in either of these two corners, it shouldn't be much of a big deal. See? I'm going to change color. So let's say your computer club is tortoise. Tortoise, isn't it? Okay. Then if you want to add your president image, just come to your file explorer and find it. I'm gonna find it real quick. We're gonna use this as an example. Say hi to him. Okay. You might want to remove this background, so I'm gonna select all of the body. Control X. Make sure to rest right. Control X. Delete. Then there you go. Put on title. Put on title of your club member and the name. So example, Faiz. And then the rank. Smaller. And there you go. Put on quote or something. Okay, I'm gonna change the verify come join with something that we replace with height spec. High performance PC. Design. Non hardware. Just the most core importance of your computer club, like for example designing stuff, learning hardware of the components, or anything related to the IT industry. If it was an event, create another one just like this template. The date, where, who is it, does it cost money, or do you need to register? All need to be from top to bottom, top left to bottom right, because a good poster needs to be so why less information is better? Because in poster you need to include only the core importance of the image of the event. um, if you include way too much information, like including all the benefit joining a computer club, that's bad. That makes the whoever view this poster feels overwhelmed. So just include 2 or 3 is enough. Then hardware, get nice stuff. Okay, I think that's the core importance of um, making a poster. So how do you make this jelly thing? Okay, next, select pen tool. This is where that I'm gonna use the pen tool. Okay, pen tool. Free from is like you just draw it. Just draw it like that. Need to use shape because you're gonna include colors. You can see that. Then over and under. Right. This is where the eyedropper really benefits. You can see the color is blue, black, blue, dark blue. You can change to tortoise. And there you go. Make sure to include the background in the rear. Example like this. See? Now you get it somewhere. So the shadow behind the black, it's like um, separating between the what's called again, the jello and the background. So there's a depth perspection with the black contrast. Right now, apply, and that's the same effect. The same exact effect. If you want to make it jello like top and like a Genting Highland Road, do it real quick. Pen tool. Just select. Sorry, curve to pen tool. And that should do it. See? It's like a jelly beans now. Then change the color again. Because you can see you can't find it when you realize you want to change color, but you can't. Okay. Get the tool that you used before and then change it again. Now it's fixed. There you go. Now it looks like a fried rice meme. Okay. I think it's better to teach you how to make from this layer, from this image. Okay. How to make the sun effect? First, get the blob, brush, or eclipse tool, doesn't matter. And then go to the layers, make a dot, and then the same thing, gradient overlay all over again, but this time it's linear. See, now it looks like a moon now. You can see there's there's 2 shades of color. Same thing applies here now. Black and blue. Now going to black and purple, or just okay. Depending on what color you choose, you may get different results. Now, um, I think that should explain how powerful that this Photoshop is. There's a lot of um, there's a lot of way that you can use this Photoshop depending on your creativity. But unfortunately, I don't have that much creativity right now, so I'm gonna use my old design as my example. You can make your own blooming effect by. You can also make a blooming effect by shades of brush going back the opacity to 23%. Again, it all depends on your creativity. You can make a meme, you can make a poster, you can edit a photo of your cat. Say hi to Lucky. I can't hear you anyway. And what else can you do it? Alright, this is one of my designs that I made before. This is made by Photoshop. A band effect with a rider. Then yeah, I think that's it. Computer Club, Hyperdomina, you can get nice stuff. The rest, I think you should self-explore this Photoshop, just like video editing, because not everyone have the same editing style. Not everyone have the same exact preferences. That's why you have brand wars. So I think that should explain all. I hopefully that should explain all the Photoshop. Even though there's a lot of features in here, I could go along, but I'm running out of time. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is that green screening. So I'm gonna pull up a green screen of a person. I'm gonna show you how to quickly remove the background of a character of a person that you took a photo with. Okay, let me find it real quick. I'm just gonna use this guy. I don't have any much photo that I stored in here. Okay. Now, you have this white image in the background. Make sure the background is consistent. This is not consistent, so there's gonna be a few artifacts when you're done. Okay, select color range, select the white part of the background, and then select the fuzziness. Okay, what you want to do, what you want to look at is that the background is visible but not the character, the model. So you can see the face is there, still there. Okay, now it's not. Okay, you can see the face is not there. Save. You can see there's a lot of errors. You can fix that by selecting again. Oh, no, actually. Deselecting again. Was it deselecting? Can't remember. Probably selecting. Oh yeah, it is selection. Positive selection. You can see corners are relatively clean. So that's how you do green screen cleaning. See? Oops. Now you can also fix the face of the imperfection of the face by using spot healing tool. But don't use it way too much or it will show up like this one. You can see the colors. The shades doesn't line up. it's really ideal to use it on the part that is small, like the small here, and then top one, another two, three. You see, there's no more defects, right? So I think there's all the basic Photoshop that I could showcase in this video. There is a lot of features actually to be showcased here, but I'm just confused what to show actually. So I'm just gonna show you all the basics and what I have used frequently in my designing. But fortunately, Photoshop is a paid software, so for this many features, yeah, you can see why. And then you can crack this because you are using it as a, how do you call it, um you can use this as the learning or study purposes. I recommend to you to use app for PC to crack the Photoshop, because there is one of the website that I trusted that doesn't have a lot of malware. You can use it that as a starting point to download this Photoshop. But yeah, I hope you find this video useful, even though I think not. Good luck with your discovery. Bye.